Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we got here to Great Bay Temple, which I cannot stop saying looks an awful lot like Rapture. And in this episode, we are going to be continuing on through Great Bay Temple now that we have gotten here. Also in the last episode, we got the Song of Storms. Yeah, fan favorite song, not that important. Well, actually, yeah, it is kind of important though because it's going to be required later on. But yeah, I'm not going to really talk about this like it's a game. So, whoa! Concussion-obsessed Zora, me cow. God. Anyway, down there you can see there is a pot. What you want to do is... No, not shoot the floor. Okay. What you want to do is... There are other ways of getting this. Personally, I find this to be the easiest. That's just me, and of course I missed 3 times while I say that. You want to shoot that pot with a well-aimed arrow. Might be a little bit tough. You get your Great Fairy's mask out, and there you go. While we're waiting for this fairy to come up, I got a bit of a story real quick, as if any of you really care. I just thought it was kind of funny. Now, I'm kind of working towards getting my license, and you know that Florida is like really notorious for bad drivers? I was at a crosswalk as a pedestrian. It was a walk sign, I had the right of way, and I had a driver flip me off for crossing the street when he wanted to go through the intersection. Yeah. Learning to drive in a state where that's people's understanding of right of way, that's gonna be fun. Anyway, so you see these fish swimming in this direction. That indicates that when you're going along the same direction as them, you can go in here. Kind of like how in Ocarina of Time, like how the areas where you can change the water level was indicated by the lines on the walls. You want to pay attention to that, okay? So, going in here, I think we got a few things we can do. Let's see, I want to hit these pots, I guess. Come on. There we go, fairy. Fairy godparents! Okay, I had to. I used to like that show as a kid. I don't know if any of you guys still watch that show. I don't know. I always thought that that show was good as a kid, though, but, like, I felt like it went really downhill fast, like, after a while, though, just because, like, they were, like, really just pushing it way further than it needed to go. Speaking of that, was the Fairly Odd Parents live-action movie actually good? I never did ever see that, though, because I was kind of, like, not really that interested, though, but if that movie was actually good, it would be kind of funny, considering the expectations for it. Anyway, though, right here, back to something that's actually of quality now. The Dexihand. This is a new enemy. Dexihands will not hurt you, but if I can demonstrate them, they grab you and throw you. Now, we are an electric machine of machineness, so we can just wreck them. Yeah, we wrecked them. Over here we got some Bio-Babas. I hate these things. They creep me out. I'm sorry. I know that there's scarier enemies in the Zelda universe, though, but they just creep me the heck out. Can't stand Bio-Babas. They just scare me. They're not right. Just like how they are on the bottom of lily pads dangling down, and like if you stand on their lily pad, they go up and eat you. That would be like the scariest thing ever. Like if you were like in a jungle, like as a kid. Oh my god. Just like if you were like. Yeah, you're really jungle exploring as a kid, though. But I just mean, like, if you're, like, out exploring, like, a jungle area or something like that, and, like, you have that happen to you, oh my freaking god, that would just be the scariest thing ever. I don't know, maybe I just have too much of an imagination when it comes to that kind of stuff. No one has imagination anymore. Imagination is so 1999. Rather, imagination is so pre-playing video games. I'm not gonna lie, though, even though I like video games, it pretty much is, like, the ultimate in not having an imagination. Unless, like, you're playing, like, a text adventure game, and... Okay, I didn't know that would actually work. Slash you. And... Ah, I should have stayed put! I could have been on top of the treasure chest! Still want that to happen at least once, even though I'm not really having the best luck with it. And usually, if I can do it, I've done it by woodfall. So, 7 stray fairies. We are about halfway there. That does not, by any means, mean we are halfway done with this dungeon. This dungeon is not halfway over. Definitely not. So, here we got more of these jerks that I don't like. Just quick hook shot or quick arrow or quick Zora boomerang, or really just quick any projectile period will make quick work of them. I like saying quick. I am quite quick. Okay. Hope you lived a long, full life. And we get the compass! Woo! And that actually reminds me, I actually left the dungeon map behind. Let's go back for that really quick, though, because I think this could be a first in my LPs where I got a compass before a dungeon map. Kind of embarrassing. Now, I will say, I don't know this dungeon quite as well as, say, Snowhead or Woodfall. This is probably the dungeon that I know the least, though, but that kind of goes without saying with how I was talking about how it's, like, really, really well thought out and super complicated. But I will say I do think I know this dungeon well enough. I mean, I did practice this a few times before I recorded. I mean, practices did happen a while ago, though, but still, I did make it an effort to, like, know this dungeon, you know, at least decently well before I started recording it. So, alright. So, what I really want to do here, actually, is there is a platform up there that is too high for us to reach normally. Now, we could wait and get that until we have something more, but we can get that now if we just hookshot over to it. So that was what we wanted to do. Oh my god, what could it be? Oh my god, what could it be? I just don't know what it could be. I got a piece of paper! Alright, so now we have both the dungeon map and the compass. So let's take a look at what we got to deal with here. Pretty complex, wouldn't you say? Not many rooms that are shared between floors either, except all of them on basement floor 2. Alright, back in the room that we were previously in. You might notice there's a Dexihand down there. So what we're going to do is, let's get over here. And those two Dexihands, excuse me, not Dexihands, they are guarding a pot, if you could see right there. So what we want to do is we want to pull out our arrows. We want to shoot the pot. Stop getting stuck on air. No! Okay. Give me my pot. There we go. And up he comes. Or here, she, or it. Now, let's go ahead and do this. Where is... Okay, there we go. So, might also notice there's a treasure chest down here, so let's get grabbed by the ankle and get thrown against a wall. Dexihand, I know you're just trying to help, but getting a concussion is only fun when I do it to myself. I am an amazing individual for saying that. As you can see up there, there is the boss key treasure chest that we've come accustomed to seeing in the past 2 dungeons, but we cannot do anything about that right now, so nothing left to do but leave. Woo! Woo! Down here! And what are you guys? You are shell blades. They are really something we actually have encountered a few times now that I never identified. And I usually just call them clams because clams are funny. And let's go up here. What do we got? We got more Octoroks. We haven't seen those aside from the shooting gallery, I don't think. Octoroks, typical enemy that have been in a lot of the Zelda series. All you do is just put up your shield and you deflect their rock back at them. Get it? Octorok. Yeah, that's all you have to do. So, Octoroks. Here we got more bomb chews. This guy is a really jerkishly placed enemy because they put him on an arrow beam, and shooting him with an arrow is not always the easiest thing in the world to do because of how semi-random his pattern is. So, in here, we have respawning choo-choos, which will always drop magic for us. Would have been great if you didn't drop magic. And respawning choo-choos that always drop arrows for us. Gee, that sure is convenient. I wonder what we're gonna have to use in the next room that consumes magic and consumes arrows. Hey, money. better not be expecting me to spend money in the next room, because I think that's what this game design is hinting towards. Just refill our magic. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn back into human. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull out... I don't have Deku Nuts. Wonderful. Okay. Door lock's behind us. What do we got up here? Hey, buddy. How's it going? Meet Wart, a cheap way to reuse the imitation for the beginning of Goma's battle in Ocarina of Time. Well, actually, I have to say, I like Wart a lot. He's a cool boss. There's quite a few different ways that you can fight him. You can use a hook shot to pull the bubbles off of him and then slash him with your sword immediately. Main thing is you just gotta get the bubbles off him. You can get underneath him and spin attack. Using Deku Nuts is another way. Throwing bombs under him is another way that you can get rid of the bubbles. There are just so many different ways that you can fight this guy. It's kind of cool. I like how they do that, you know, in Zelda games, like where you can have a bunch of different ways that you can fight the boss. I think I'm just gonna start off by just doing a spin attack a bunch of times, though, just because of how easy it is to do, or at least it is for me. I know a lot of people who say they have trouble with it. I almost said they have trouble with it, like problems and trouble together in one. First world troublums. Okay, let's see. Let's slash 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 slash. Really wish I could have shown the Deku Nuts though, because there's a lot of different ways you can fight this guy. You also can use your arrows to pop his bubbles, which there's, like I said, there is a ton of different ways that you can fight this guy, and I'm sure that there's some that even I'm not listing here, even with how many I know of. But yeah, so this guy's got a lot of variety to him. Now, what you want to do, clearly, is when his bubbles are not blocking his eyes, because bubbles are just such a great source of defense, is you want to... Okay. You want to okay. No, you want to take damage. Again, how are bubbles hurting us? Apparently, they're a great source of offense as well as defense. What the heck am I doing? Fire arrows. Duh. Why would I not use something that does more damage after I just took all that time to refill my magic? Because I was expecting to have to spend money in this room. And dawn of the second day, 48 hours remain. Thank you for interrupting our fight. At least it didn't make the screen smaller like they normally do. Okay, so. You can open your eye now. There you go. Oh, I missed. Okay. I still haven't done any real damage to him besides just taking off his bubbles. That sounds really great. Taking off his bubbles. And I'm just getting really unlucky with the timing. His bubbles go right in front of him like as soon as I can get a clear shot of him. It's kind of funny, actually. Okay, so now let's hit him for real. That time I just missed entirely. There we go! I hit him for the first time. I am wonderful. You really don't need to hit off nearly all of his bubbles. You just gotta kind of get lucky if you don't want to hit off all the bubbles. So, I don't know. I just like removing most of them, though, just because it's fun to spin attack repeatedly when it has a purpose. And even when it doesn't have a purpose, it's fun to just spin attack for the sake of spin attacking. Alright, so now enters his second phase. He's gonna get rid of all of his bubbles. He's gonna unleash all the bubbles that you didn't destroy on you at one time. And you just gotta get rid of him. So, what you want to do in this phase is get into a corner. He cannot touch you in a corner. You're just gonna start ramming all over the place. Eye first. Yeah, that's really hygienic for your eye. Whenever his eye is open, that's really all you want. It's really obvious. You just shoot his eye with an arrow and whoa! Hey, buddy, how's it going? So, what do we got here? Come on, face me. Of course he gets stuck. Can I get you to face me, please? Just like ram right towards me with your eye. There we go! Wart's a good listener, even though he doesn't have ears. So, Wart, what are you gonna do here? You are going to... Damn! He dashed eye first into projectile fire. That's gonna be one of the most painful ways to die. He saw it coming. Man. Okay, for being a generic villain, you gotta give him respect. Okay, Ice Arrow. This is the dungeon item here. So, you can freeze enemies and objects. Try it everywhere. Okay. So, this item was an Ocarina of Time. And I gotta say, despite the fact that it looked cool, get it because it's ice, it did nothing in Ocarina of Time. It was required for nothing. I think it was just in the game to fill the inventory slots, and they had ideas for it, but they never got to use them because they ran out of time. It was an optional item that you could just get for fun. It was overpowered, but it didn't actually do anything besides just freeze enemies. It was really, really stupid. Luckily, though, in Majora's Mask, probably one of the coolest looking animations on the N64 for anything, really, finally got a use. So, we're gonna try this out. Let's go over here. If you recall, there was an Octorok right there, and it was saying that we could freeze enemies. Okay, thank you for blowing yourself up. He just had to get in another death there. Let's go ahead and get it there. Turn it on. Turn on our arrows. We freeze him. Turns into a block of ice. I'm not sure if, okay, wow, that rock didn't even hit me. We can climb up onto him. It has ice physics. We can use him as a platform. We can get up here, and we can turn this red flywheel. Okay, so now that we've shown what the ice arrows can do, I think we're going to end this video here. So next time on The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, we're going to be taking our ice arrows and exploring more of Great Bay Temple. Now that we can play around a bit with our ice arrows and hopefully find some new areas, okay? See you guys then.